Yo, what's up guys? It's the Nightwing at Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video here today. This is going to be the LCS Lock-In Day 2 Thoughts and Opinions. Today, Immortals played 2 games, Team Liquid did not play any games, and Evil Geniuses still continue to actually be very good. TSM played a really close game up against Golden Guardians. CLG mounted a comeback win against 100 Thieves, and Cloud9 also proved today they could also be really scary. And I personally still think Zven is a really strong ADC. He had a tremendously really strong game on Misfortune. And yeah, so what's up, man? How are you doing? Today we are joined here by the same guy as yesterday, T-Root. What's going on, dude?
Yeah, pretty good. I had an interesting, chance to watch all the games, and I definitely think if you had to give today a theme, it was aggression. A lot of people played really aggressively today.
All right, let's start off with the very first game. You had EG versus Immortals. EG drafted Renekton, Nidalee, Zoe, Jhin, Thresh. Immortals drafted the fat guy, oh my god, Gragas, Lillian, Lucian, Kai'Sa, and the Rell, the new support champion. Actually, this game, I mean, oh man, EG put on their best Damwon impression because they clapped these guys. Oh my god.
Yeah, this was one of the games I didn't have a chance to watch live. I ended up watching the VOD at 1.5 speed, and god, it was just a train wreck. Like EG just ran over IMT.
Oh my god, dude. I was like, what is this diff? Team diff, bot diff, mid diff, jungle diff, top diff. When there's so many diff in the game, there's no way they're gonna win. Jiizuke, he's been playing really well. He's been roaming effectively. His laning aggression has been really good. I really do feel like EG are just firing at all cylinders right now. Their team cohesion looks to be on point, and they are definitely trying to win this tournament. Just by how they're playing, how they're drafting, how they're laning, and how they're actually moving around the map, actually trying to get things done, you can tell they are trying to win this tournament. Now, looking at what EG did well, Impact on the Renekton again, having a really solid performance. Jiizuke pushing out his opposition at the perfect opportune time to roam, and then later on you saw a bot dive against Keith and Joey. Now, on Immortal's side with Keith and Joey, let's be honest here, they do have subs, but let's be honest here, if they even have had their full roster, I still think they would suck. So it goes either way, honestly. Keith and Joey looked pretty mediocre as a bot lane. I mean, that's to be expected. Potluck was trying to do as much as he can. You can't really blame him too much, though. Like, he was active around the map. He was trying. You could see what he was trying to do. It just really wasn't going to amount to anything because all the lanes just lost. Like, Revenge didn't look that bad. I'll say this. Revenge didn't look that bad. He wasn't, like, just straight up running it down. But, Impact is a player, and it's like,
Yeah. I don't agree with the top Gragas pick in this game.
Yeah,
that'll be a different story when we get to the other IMT game.
Oh no.
But yeah, Revenge he's actually shown like why he's getting brought up into LCS. I found it interesting that EG decided to waste a ban this game on Kha'Zix. I guess Potluck has a really mean Kha'Zix, so that was worth throwing a ban at. And then going back to the Jiizuke point, this was actually mentioned by the casters in game. We got to see the duality of Jiizuke in this game, where at 1 minute you see him turn a 2v2 and get an instant double kill on Potluck and Insanity when they tried to dive Svenskeren or something. But then like 10 minutes later, you see him overextend to get a turret plate and ended up dying 2v1 to Joey and Keith.
You see, this is the thing with Jiizuke is he could have these really nice pop-off games, but there's moments in the game where you could clearly see, okay, this is where he's gonna have to definitely improve on for this moment, So it's like, well, we know Jiizuke, like, we know he plays like this. It's just like, I hope he consistently plays like this. I don't want to see the Jiizuke we had back in the LCS 2020 Summer Split where he was just like, bottom of the barrel garbage. It's good to have him popping off right now, and it's good that he has a team that can follow up on his aggression, and it's also something that, at least he has a good competent bot lane right now that is able to also facilitate his aggression as well. Like, even in the bot lane with Deftly and Ignar, I've not really seen Ignar do too much roaming, actually, outside of the laning phase part. He's been pretty much with Deftly the entire time. He hasn't really been roaming like the way you would think like Sword Art or Vulcan would be doing, or even Huhi. He's been more focused in the lane. I don't think that's going to be a big problem moving forward, because I think he can definitely transition into being a more roam-heavy support, but it's really nice to see.
Well, I mean, I don't think he's been playing like roam champions. Like, personally, I don't consider Thresh a roaming champion. I know there are some people who can like play him as a roamer, but it's not like he's playing like Blitzcrank or Leona, where it's really easy to kind of mess around with good roams.
All right, and then now we have the next game, TSM versus Golden Guardians. Golden Guardians drafted Camille, Telia, Galio, Kalista, and Thresh. TSM drafted, again, Ferhuni, Gnar, Nidalee, Orianna, Jhin, and Alistar. Now, this is the day where I didn't want to make sure I confidently said what I said yesterday, because I did agree yesterday with myself where I was saying that Golden Guardians did play really well, but I also said that you want to maybe temper your expectations for them right now, because in this game, you could clearly see they could win, but they showed that rookie mistakes that actually go on when you start to win a game. You maybe actually play too overzealous. You actually start definitely understand that this definitely could be a team that could be really good, but the issue here is they definitely started messing up when they were winning. So they were actually really far ahead. Like, they were 3,000 gold ahead around like 15 minutes.
I think
oh, what happened?
As when they
you cut off for a bit.
Sorry, am I good?
Yeah, you cut off for that whole second. What did you say?
Yeah. I was saying, I think it was, more like 4 or 5K by 20 minutes, because, the turning point in the game was when Spica got the smite steal
on the Baron. Yeah.
Like, GG just kind of decided to rush a Baron at like 22 minutes, and then kind of backed off like when it was at sub 25% health, and then just kind of let TSM take it. And then at that point, TSM was just like, okay, we have Baron, where can we get advantages? And that's kind of where the cracks in GG started to show.
Like, they definitely didn't play bad in this game. I want to give credit to Golden Guardians. I think they all played pretty decently well in this game. The issue here is they should know how to close a game out, because you have Stixxay on the team who could definitely, say, hey, this is where we need to push right now. This is what inhib we need to take down. This is the steps we need to take in order to actually win the game. Like, Spica in that position should never be able to get in and steal a Baron. I noticed that Blaze Olive wasn't body blocking the Baron when Spica jumped in. I noticed that Stixxay poorly timed his rend. Newbie didn't flay him away when Spica was jumping in on his leap in. Like, just a lot of mistakes on Golden Guardians' part. This wasn't a game TSM won. This is a game that Golden Guardians lost. I'm not being disrespectful toward any TSM fan. I'm just being honest.
I mean, you could even look at stats. If you look at the endgame stats, the teams were tied in kills, and TSM only won by like 3K gold.
The TSM are definitely not playing good. Huni is playing not good.
No. I mean, this was definitely an increase, in Huni's performance specifically, definitely an increase in the quality of gameplay we saw yesterday versus their 100 Thieves game. But I don't think this is the TSM people we're hoping to see come like the first week of LCS. I do feel like there's gonna be some growing pains on this roster.
Like, I'm looking at it again right now. Spica just jumps in, walks around literally is walking around the Baron. They just all just look at him.
Yeah, and then Golden Guardians just peels off. They're like, we don't want to fight this. Let's just back off. But, I mean, they basically ended up just leashing Baron.
And this is why I don't overrate day one, because now you can see, like, okay, this is where they're going to have some issues here. And I think Power of Evil and Sword Art really aren't having the stand-up performances that people are expecting. I think right now it's been mostly just Spica and Lost doing pretty decently well. Even Lost hasn't really showed that much. It's literally just been Spica. He, yesterday, ran it down in the jungle with the Grace pick, and then today, I was like, did they just lose this? They were getting destroyed, and then they made the Baron miscall. Didn't Spica do another steal? He stole a dragon, right?
I don't remember if it was he stole a No, yeah, he did get a smite fight on the dragon, which, I mean, why you're losing two major objectives when you have a pretty fed jungler and a Callista doesn't make sense to me.
Like, there should be no way possible you lose a Baron with a Callista and a Galio and a Taliyah.
Yeah, I mean, Iconic was popping off on Taliyah. Like, there's no reason that he should be, you know... I mean, granted, he's a rookie. Maybe it's like stage anxiety, so to speak, but I mean, you gotta give somewhere.
No, I agree. I just think that looking at TSM right now, maybe this win maybe gives them some hope that they can actually play well, but they didn't play well though. It's like I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but it's like it's the same play style they've had, like constant mid-game macro problems, not proactive enough.
People that yeah, with as many people out there that, you know, power ranked Golden Guardians 10th, there's really speaks badly of TSM that they had such a close game against 4 rookies in Styx A.
To be fair, in my rankings, you saw, like, I power ranked TSM at 5th. I really think a lot of people gave their roster leeway because it's just TSM. Like, I know, it's LCS lock-in preseason, you know, it won't matter later on, but I'm just saying, like, if 100 Thieves had this kind of roster, they would not be propped up to be 3rd. You know? It's like, I think people gave them a 3rd place because it's TSM, and it's like, based off pedigree, not actual players. I still believe, and I'm still sticking with my rankings, they really only have 2 good players. You only have Sword Art, you only have Power of Evil, and I don't really classify Spica as a good player yet. You know, I think he's an alright player, but he's not like anything stand out. You know, it's like he's going to carry a game by himself. He carried this game, wasn't because he himself did it, is because the other players actually just made mistakes. But I'm glad TSM got the win, but Huni, yeah, just take the guy on Gnar. I don't really know what you're going to do with that guy. I mean, this is the kind of situation you get yourself in when you play Huni, you know what I mean? So, yep, TSM win, and now we're on to the next game. This game was even more of a stomp. So, you know how yesterday people were overblowing Cloud9's loss to EG. I still say Cloud9 still did good things in the game. Like, they weren't just like roll over, die, piece of shit, you know, type 10th place team. They did certain things well in the game, and today they short up on some of their mistakes. Fudge had some issues, but then again, he's still kind of a rookie, quote unquote. I know he was on Mammoth. I know he's been to Worlds, and it's just like, but he's playing against better players here than in Oceania.
Yeah, different caliber.
Yeah. It's really weird how people called him a rookie, and people forgot he went to Worlds 2019. It's like, people should probably do their research before calling people rookies, but hey, it is what it is. It's fine. You know, we all make mistakes. I think Perkz played great today. His zoning on his Galio was perfect. His ultimates were fine. Even though Perkz played better today, I still want to...
Do you want to run down the picks really quick?
Oh, yeah. FlyQuest drafted Fiora. Oh my god, I feel bad for Licorice, my boy. No. He played FlyQuest drafted Fiora, Nidalee, Orianna, Jhin, and Leona. C9 drafted Camille, Kindred, Galio, Misfortune, and Alistar. I think also Zven had a monster game. I think he's had 2 great days for his ADC skills, actually. He's been playing amazing. But, you know, today definitely proved to people that Cloud9 are definitely here to play. They definitely did not int and draft. Oh my god. People say, oh my god, they didn't int and draft, dude. They just, like, didn't play good because their mental wasn't there. What type of magical horse shit?
No, that was a bad draft. I'm sorry. That was
just not good. Like, people in the C9 group were like arguing, no, the draft was bad. And I normally, it's coming from a person who doesn't blame draft for losses. Like, they gave away 3 power picks in 1 rotation. That's bad. There's no way you'll convince me that's good. Give away.
Yeah, and then
Graves Nidalee syndrome acting. Just take them. Just take them. Don't even fight for them.
Yeah, and then the counters they had, like, I'm glad to not see Perkz on an assassin. Perkz is not a good assassin player. Never let him touch Yone again. Pretty please. Like, that's all I'm asking. Reign over. Come on, man.
Jax gave him $11 million. He's play any champion you want, dude. Play Yorick mid for all I care. But I think Blabber did, like, most of the team did well today. I don't think there was anything bad they did, per se. I think they showed up on the mistakes they had. Like, yesterday, when they were in favorable positions to do something, they capitalized it, but in bad times. Today, when they saw opportunities, they capitalized on it when it mattered. Fudge still making some mistakes. I'm going to put that out there. He's still making some mistakes. I saw the whole VOD. There was some Camille, missed E-hooks. Overall, for FlyQuest side, dude, it's like...
compared to yesterday. I mean, you got to look at the fact that, barring the fact that FlyQuest took a single tower, they got perfect game today. Like, literally, they did not get a single kill, single objective, tower tops, and that was it.
I agree. And it's just like, you know how people had, like, FlyQuest at, like, 6th place in their power rankings coming in for 2021 spring? It's like, I agree with the... I still stand by my predictions. It's just like... People really like to give, oh man, God, they're new players, they'll automatically do well. It's like, you know, that this is also kind of a reason why I even said, you know, when EG took Cloud9 players back in 2020 spring, and then they didn't do well with them, this could be another case of that, where, you know, Cloud9 gives some of the players away, and they don't look as good when they're not on Cloud9, because they don't have the type of... I guess resources that Cloud9 put behind them. Like, they're definitely not playing around Licorice. Like, he's out here. I think individually he's still playing good. Like, they're just not doing anything correct. Like, it's all just falling apart. It's like...
And I mean, EG just had a lot of problems, like, just to be clear. Like, we're not trying to downplay how good Svenskeren or Zeyzal are as players, but, like, the EG roster last year had issues, and it unfortunately made guys like Sven and Zeyzal look worse than they actually are.
All right, now we have, FlyQuest got perfect games, and now you have the next game, Immortals versus Dignitas. IMT drafted Gragas, Graves, Victor, Kaisa, and Nautilus. Nautilus making a return, which is kind of cool. I think for bad supports, you know, like Joey, Nautilus is the perfect champion for him. Dignitas drafted Camille, Karthus, Yoan, Samira, and Galio. This game was, I don't know what the fuck happened.
I was in tears. This one made me sad.
Sad? Made me sad watching the game.
I mean, all I have to say to show you how bad of a game this is, Gragas is like level 5, and that's just, that what made me sad.
Dude, how is Dardoch? Hey, props to Dardoch. I think he played great. But it's like...
No, yeah.
I just don't know what happened with this game. Like, Dardoch was actually having so much more early game pressure on a Karthus jungle than Paula did have on Graves. Don't know how that made... I don't even know why or how that's possible. But Dignitas played all bad today. Yesterday, they didn't look that bad. I was like, okay, maybe they might actually surprise some people. I was like, nope. This team is trash. What the hell is this? Fake God literally is standing in front of a Graves with full health and then gets solo killed. What the actual hell?
I mean, again, I think that might just be, at least the way I viewed today's game, especially Fake God and Sligo's performances, they were hyping themselves up after a good of the day they had yesterday, and today we're kind of humbled by people who are, depending on who you ask, are on the same tier level, because this was almost all last year's Academy players in this game. So it was interesting to see, you know, the kind of parity that happened in this game compared to the results we had yesterday, barring the fact that IMT didn't play, so we didn't know what to expect coming into today. So I think that this will give Dignitas a chance to kind of look back and be like, okay, this is how we should play. What's a different strategy we can use? Because the Yone was not a effective pick this game.
Dude, Yone's not good in NA. I've seen enough of it. Just stop picking this champion. Like, no one's gonna be able to capitalize on this pick the same way other potential regions are. You know, like, I see Yone the same way I see fucking Karma. Pick Yone, you'll lose. At some point, you will be losing, you know? What the actual hell? Hold on. What the hell? What the actual fuck? Dude, I don't know what in the actual crack just went on. Everyone, I'm sorry about this. I don't know what happened. Discord actually just became a crackhead. It's literally all.
Yeah.
It just stopped while we were recording. I was like, wait a minute, why did everything freeze? I was like, I didn't do crack today. What the hell? What the hell?
I think Discord got mad at my joke, and I feel bad now.
Oh, you're fine, dude. All right, let's go. CLG versus 100 Thieves for this was the last game of today, right? Yeah.
Yes, and arguably the best.
Yeah, I actually like this game. I think CLG played pretty well. I think 100 Thieves played pretty well. I think this is just one of those back and forth games. 100 Thieves was a little bit decently far ahead at around the 12-minute mark when they were 1-5. CLG
and then who he kind of threw.
Oh, he threw so hard. Oh my god. CLG drafted Nar, Talia, Victor, Jin, and Rel. 100 Thieves drafted Renekton, Lillian, Orianna, Kaisa, and Set. Oof, this was a doozy game. Alright, what do you want to say about this one? This was a doozy.
I mean, literally, it was kind of... Honestly, it's kind of hard to measure this game because I think this is the kind of level we could expect from CLG when they get their full roster. But at the same time, I feel like it's also a lot of mistakes from 100 Thieves. Like I just mentioned, one of the big turning points when 100 Thieves had a huge lead was he just kind of flashed over the wall into a 1v4, and then his team almost got aced. But then 20 minutes later, the exact same thing happens where Smoothie or Turtle gets caught out, and then 100 Thieves win a fight 4-for-1. So it's like, clearly these are two experienced teams who know how to play a fight. They just gotta not make dumb mistakes.
Yeah, like you had the bot lane dive that 100 Thieves did at the level 4 or 5 mark. I thought that was pretty good. And then you had FBI and Huhi winning their 2v2. Like, they were pretty much winning every single 2v2 skirmish. It was just that in top side, also weird because Someday was getting 1v2 kills. It really did feel like, I'm not gonna say like 100 Thieves threw this game, but there were definitely moments in the game where this really should not have been a loss. You know, like they all still played individually fine. It was over aggressiveness. He just, I think just overthinking most situations. Like the way he played out the laning phase and where he got FBI and him ahead. That's the way he should have been playing out the rest of the game, because later on during the game, FBI was still popping off. Everyone was actually popping off. Who's brain just ran out of his head when he was playing Set running it down.
I will say, though, this game is a good example of why I don't understand teams not picking Solo, because it's a really good sign when you have Solo as Nar bullying Someday on Renekton out of lane. Like, a couple times, he was just winning 1v1 trades, and it's like, why is this guy relegated to being, like, a 7th draft pick? Like, get this guy on a roster, please.
It's like, would you take Solo now over Finn? Hey, you never know.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So that's why,
like, and not to dock Finn or anything, because I don't want to be one of those like post Worlds haters, but, but I think Solo is just a proven quantity, honestly, at this point, because he also had a pretty bad, like, unfortunate Worlds appearance, but domestically, I think he's just really good.
I think that when you look at CLG right now, or even just the other players that came in as subs for the lock-in tournament, I personally think that if you have a good tournament, there's a good chance some of these other orgs might just keep you. Like, if Solo keeps to have the performance he's having right now, which is nothing stand out, but it's not bad either, CLG could be like, well, why did we sign Finn? You know, it's one of those things, actually. And even, I would still probably take Broxah over Griffin. I'm just being honest here. But in the top lane situation, I would try and see if you could maybe have them fight for the spot, you know?
Well, yeah, I'm pulling up CLG's contract page right now because I'm curious. So they did sign Solo only through the end of the month. So whether or not they'll choose to technically re-sign him to an extended contract is unknown at this point. But it seems like they only had the intention of signing him for
just the
what they would hope is the duration of Finn not being able to have his visa. Yeah.
Also, like, when you're looking at the game, Kaisa, FBI's Kaisa was just, like, ripping people apart. Like, he did so much damage in dragon fights. He kept running in at weird, opportune times, but not necessarily weird, opportune times in the fashion that he's just doing it to throw. It's more like He ran in, and then Griffin used a Talia wall, and it cut off the rest of the team from actually engaging. And these are things that CLG, I think, are good at when you're talking about just playing, like, basic things to help them. Like, CLG don't need to have all, like, these, like, weird fancy styles where they're, like, dominating in such different ways, where their drafting phase is also questionable in terms of how to beat the enemy team. They need basic things, like a mage, a tank, a strong jungler, a champion, not a player, and a solid bot lane. They need just solid stuff to win. And that's pretty much it for this game. I think this was the best game all day. It's definitely back and forth. It was nice to see this, you know. And that's pretty much it.
It's nice to see CLG doing stuff. Yeah, it's nice to see them not being like a flounder.
And anything else you want to say, man, before you close out the video?
No. I think I covered all my bases today. Do you want to like preview any of tomorrow's games, or just kind of talk about that tomorrow?
Let me go check them out right now. Actually,
I got the 5 games up.
You do?
And then because after tomorrow we take a break until Friday the 22nd. That'll be the end of group stage.
Okay, let me actually get some of the games right here. Over here, LOL esports schedule.
Because we got first game is IMT C9.
Oh god. Oh actual god. Mercy on their soul.
And then game 2 is going to be TL versus 100 Thieves.
That's the match of the day right there. That's the match of the day.
And then Dignitas versus Evil Geniuses, which could be actually a pretty good game. And then you got CLG TSM, and then the day wraps up with Golden Guardians versus Team Liquid.
Only game I'm really interested in is Team Liquid versus 100 Thieves. I think that's the game of the day, personally, for me. I wouldn't put it past CLG to beat TSM, if I'm being honest. And I wouldn't put it past Golden Guardians to beat Team Liquid either, you know?
So how do you feel about Dig versus EG, though?
Oof. The way EG are playing right now, it should be a stomp. If Dignitas bounce back in this day and learn what they shouldn't be doing against IMT, just straight up just stupid aggression, like just bad draft. I mean, there's a chance, but it's like Evil Geniuses I think are playing at just a much higher level than Dignitas right now. That's why I was like, maybe CLG and TSM could be the upset of the day, you know, because overall, if CLG played this way against 100 Thieves, who are power ranked to be like, you know, a third place team, and TSM looks really bad today, I think today, or moving forward, is going to be a day where TSM and CLG need to solidify, you know, what type of style we're going to play, what type of gameplay we're going to have to go through, because the way they're playing right now, it's pretty much 50-50. That's why I personally said, and I also think that Dig needs to, if you're going to give Dardoch an aggressive jungler, like Graves, not Graves, Karthus, you definitely... If you're gonna give Dardoch an aggressive jungler like...
Well, you gotta make sure your lanes are winning at that point.
Yeah, like, I don't think a player like Dardoch should be on Karthus. That's why I was talking earlier about the bad drafting they were doing. Like, if your best player is on Karthus jungle, how are you getting anything done on the map? And weirdly enough, he was getting things done. It just wasn't enough because Graves is such an OP champion. If you're gonna take Karthus jungle, you need to ban out Graves so it doesn't outpace you in the game in terms of farming, you know, counter jungling, and all those other things too.
Yeah, I'm even just looking at Dignitas's bans that game. They banned Olaf, Pantheon, Leona, Rell, and Alistar.
Why don't they take the Olaf? They take the Olaf, give her the Karthus. I don't really see what the Karthus provided, honestly.
Well, I mean, would you, because IMT first picked Graves, so do you think that they would still prioritize the Graves over Olaf if Olaf was still up?
I still would. In that case, I would, because Graves is the best champion right now in the game. Oof. Because I understand what Dig were trying to do. Global ultimates with Karthus, Galio, and you have the Samira and Yon for DPS. But, damn. D's and A teams in their drafting. Yeah. Never more.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see what tomorrow goes. And then, like I said, we're off until Friday. That's the end of group stage. And then quarterfinals are next weekend.
Okay, so after today, like you said, we're not gonna have any more games until literally next week, right?
So we got Sunday game, then Friday are the last games, because I guess this is just a best or single round robin.
Yes.
So, and then Saturday the 23rd and Sunday the 24th are quarters, and then the following weekend, Friday the 29th and Saturday the 30th. and say the 31st is going to be lock-in finals.
Okay. I mean, overall, I've liked the tournament so far. But it's just nice to see the analyst desk, the casters again, the players play again. You know, like I said before, that everyone, this tournament still doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. I don't really care personally who wins, but you know, I'm just glad to see some gameplay. But I'm so glad they get this time right now to figure out these like kinks, like to figure out the problems. Because just imagine if this was the first 2 weeks of the LCS, this would have been bad. This would have been horrible.
Oh, yeah. Like not even the first weekend of play and your TSM. You know, just imagine like the Reddit vitriol you would get, or the especially on like your own subreddit.
Oh my god, the LCS just saved Reginald from a week of scrutiny. That was a nice body slam Revenge did against Fake God in the game they had, actually, where he stopped him from hooking to the wall at the last minute, and he didn't die. I think for the more weaker supports in the lock-in tournament, I did like the way Mortals chose Nautilus for Joy. They probably realize he's not that good, so giving him a champion like Nautilus will make sure he has some impact, but also, you're not going to ban out Nautilus either right now, so, you know. But that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. First of all, enjoy. Thank you to T-Brew for being here, just like I did yesterday, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. Have a good day. Goodbye. See you later.